And the rings of power, the elven rings especially, were meant to fight this fading, weren't they?
That was their whole purpose. Celebrimbor and the Gwaithai Madain made them specifically to preserve things, to hold back time's decay, to keep the elven realms beautiful and unchanged.
Like Rivendell and Lothlorien.
Exactly. Those places feel timeless because of the ring's power, but it was always a temporary measure tied to the one ring once the one is
The
destroyed.
three lose their power.
Right. And Lothlorien and Rivendell begin to fade too. But what's interesting is how Tolkien presents this. It's not seen as a failure, really. It's necessary. The elves have to let go for the next stage of history, the Age of Men, to truly begin.
He had that great quote about it in letter hashtag 181, didn't he? About the elves wanting to have their cake and eat it.
Yes, that sums it up perfectly. He said they represented the artistic, aesthetic parts of humanity raised to a higher level, but they wanted to have their cake and eat it, to live in the mortal historical world because they had become fond of it, but also to possess it, with minds more like immortal gods than men.
So they couldn't quite reconcile their immortal nature with a changing mortal world.
Exactly. And so fading becomes the price of that impossible desire of holding on too tightly to something that's meant to pass. It really makes you think, what are we trying to hold on to maybe too tightly when change is actually needed?
That's a very pointed question.